No, not Pink Panther. Sorry. Addams Family, because that's one.
Oh, okay.
And if anyone in here has a preference in the order that I go after Addams Family, let me know. Maybe you need to leave early for whatever reason, and I want to make cover a song that you can actually ask me questions and stuff at any point in time. Unmute if you want. You can talk in the chat too. I'll try and keep up and read that too. I tend to talk really fast because I try to cram in so much information. So if I go too fast, be like, Tara, slow down. Or you can also do a little reaction and raise your hand and stuff too. And that way I'll see that you have questions.
I'm sorry, it is being recorded, right, Tara? So if I have to skip out early, I can go back.
Exactly. I add all of these into the program, in the bonus content. There's the workshop one. And also when you log in, there's that little side menu bar, and there is an actual workshop link. So that one will take you directly there. It's like a really quick link. So that will be uploaded probably today. Okay, so if you guys have the purple book in front of you, great. If you don't have the book, you can always just print what I sent you. So Addams Family, I'm just gonna play it very simple with the notes that are there, so that you know this, the most simple you can play it. Let's say you have a 5-year-old, okay? And even 5-year-olds, it's a little bit tricky because there's a couple flats in here, but this could be their big song. So I like starting low. I'll show you a little bit fancier after, but just start with one hand down here and make them snap 2 times and repeat. Try to get the second page here. Let's flat. Okay. Then you get into the chorus. I like going a little bit higher. Repeat an octave higher, because that's kind of what it does in the song. And then it says intro, no repeat. So do it again. Just once, and then you go to the second page. I like it really high, medium. Repeat. Oh, sorry, this one. Sorry. The last line is long. Let me mute 1 second. Okay, and then repeat first chorus, high, no repeat. So you go back to page 1. This is your first chorus, so you're doing the same thing higher. Okay, so that's this red line here. And then you have your outro. Go back down. And repeat. And then you have this last part. 4 times. Snap, snap. Okay, so that's literally what's written on the page. I want to say, so in the whole book, I didn't write out, do this with your right hand, do this with your left hand, or put finger numbers or anything, because I want you to be able to adapt it to all your students. So if you have a 5-year-old, doing 2 hands is going to be way too much. So you're going to teach them, okay, this part you can do with your right hand, this part you put with your left. Like the intro feels more comfortable to do with one hand. But when you get to this part, you can figure out what hand position might feel comfortable, and you'd be like, what I do in my songs with the little ones, I'll put little brackets or underneath. I'm like, okay, do these letters with your left hand and the rest is with your right. But most of my kids, I want them to add chords. So I ask them always to do every song in the book only with their right hand. And yeah, I didn't put any finger numbers or anything. So it's up to you to figure out what's comfortable for them. So that's why it's laid out like that. Now, taking it a step further for this piece, I wrote tip, start the intro low. Okay, so we could have done here, but the actual song is really low. So I like doing the intro low. Optional, hands together. So I like doing both hands. right away, it sounds so good, right? Snap, snap. And also the snap, I had a student learn this one and I posted it on YouTube, and this one guy's like, why are you having her snap? It's like too hard. Make her stomp her foot. And so the next lesson, I told her that this guy commented, and she goes, no, I don't like stomping. I'm like, me neither. Like snapping is way more fun. Okay. And they can do it all. Just make sure when they snap, they can stay close to the keys. Like I go far because I can go easily back on the keys. But for the little kids, stay close, right? So like the whole intro with 2 hands. Okay. And then now to take a step further, let's add chords. So I'm not going to go in detail today on how you figure out the chords. I'm just going to give them to you. So like the cheat sheet for this. Does anyone here not have the papers with my chord answers, or do you all have it? No one's saying that they don't. Okay, so in the course, this one is actually pretty easy because you have literally only 3 different chords. You have B flat major, C minor, and F. That's it. So in the chorus, I don't know if yeah, it's not flipped on my end. It's not. Okay, so I have in red, I have the B flat under the B flat, a C minor under E flat. Second line, we got the F under the A, the B flat under the D. Third line, same as the first one. And then fourth line, same as the second one. It just repeats. Now for this song, I don't think it sounds good to do the full chord. So I have students do this one as perfect fifths for the left hand. Where do we get the chord papers? I emailed it, but let's see if I can. Oh, here, let's see. My computer. Let's look for October workshop. And where is it? October here. Okay, so now it's in here. You guys can download it straight from there. So in this file thing that I'm sharing with you, I put all the versions. I put the one from the book, like has no added chords. Then there's the second one that has a little bit of chords, and then possibly a third one that has even fancier things that I add. So what I do with all pieces, I start really simple and I keep adding until the student tells me I don't want any more, like this is enough for me. Sometimes they'll do like a version 1 week, and then we add another thing element the following week, and then they're like, no, I want more, and like I want more. I'm like, okay, let's take it a level up. Let's take it a level up and stuff. Gonna do Addams Family with my 9-year-old. Yay! Okay, cool. So I like doing the left hand with perfect fifths. So it just sounds better and cleaner and less muddled. So I'll do the chorus with the left hand simple chords. And I kind of like them pop like this. See, that sounds so good. And the reason why I like the perfect fifths is because to take it the next level, when I have the kids repeat it up high, I like having them separate the fifth. So you break up that fifth. And then the last line, I don't like breaking it up. I think it sounds better just as a little chord. So when you're with your student, have them write or add these chords in their book, and you write in your lingo that makes sense to them. Like, oh, this is written as, or just play the fifths, or in parentheses next to the B flat, you write in B flat F. Those are the 2 notes you're playing. If you're having them take it a step further, then you tell them, okay, when you repeat it, you're going to alternate the left hand. Some will have trouble doing that, and some it'll come really naturally. If they have trouble, for example, to know when the pinky and the thumb come in, you could do, well, so no matter what, wherever the chord is, that's where your pinky is going to be, because it's always going to land on the beat, right? So da da ba da 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 na na. Okay, so the thumb is going to be on the second B flat. So da dun da dum. Sorry, the glare's there. So your B flat fifth is going to be, this is going to be your pinky. You could even put 5, and then under the next B flat, you put a 1. And then the next one, so. Okay, 4. For the C minor, you have your pinky on C minor. And then the thumb comes right after the C, and it gives it kind of a fun, like syncopation feel. Does that make sense so far for the breaking up of the chord? Yes, no? Am I going too fast? Does that work? And then, so that's the first page. That's as complicated as I kind of get with that one, because I do want to go over like how you make it even fancier with the huge chords, which I'm like super into right now, like a big octave, and then you jump in the middle. So I'll get into that in a second. So the second chorus on the second page, as
Okay.
So that one, because the last line na, 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 is longer, I have 2 S on that line. So that's as complicated as I get for that one on this, like, let's say this is like the medium level. And then for the outro, same thing, hands together. Snap. Twice. And then you repeat it. And then this part's a little harder, hands together, but. So that is like medium level. Other questions in here?
88. Okay.
Jody, do you have a question? I hear you. Yes. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how you take it, like how you can show a 12-year-old how to make it super fancy. And that's like one of my students, Lauren, who learned it. She started with me in March and literally is picking up these songs so fast. It's crazy. She's doing so many pop songs. Like, it's insane the amount of pieces she's learning. Anyway, so I did this with her. I'll play you the fancy chorus and then I'll break it down. So here's the big one on the second page. Also, you want to progress the song. You don't want to give it all away at first, like I did on Instagram. Like, oh, I'm going to do the big part first because I had Jordan on my lap and I didn't know if he would allow me to play more than like 2 seconds. So I went straight into the big part. But in a song, you don't just start with the big part. You know, you build, you build, you build. So the first page I would do kind of simple, and then you start growing. So when you get to the second page, here's the big fancy one. You do the same thing higher. Actually, the repeat is the normal chorus. Okay, so I'm going to break this down for you. You have, sharing my screen is going to be better than showing you the paper.
We're looking at this, right?
Yeah, yes, exactly. So that one, exactly. So I'm going to actually share my screen and I'm going to pull the October workshop. It's going to be easier. This is what I do in my lessons. Yeah. Okay. That way there's no glare. Okay. Wow, so this was the easy version. Acrobat is always slower when I'm on Zoom. Like I'll be in a lesson, I'm like, come on, scroll, scroll, and all of a sudden it just scrolls way down because I've scrolled already a ton of times. Okay, almost there. This is still the medium version and the third one. So I still start simple on the first page and then this is where I get caught. Okay, this was my lingo with Lauren, my student. So she first started by doing the simple version. I'm like, okay, now let's take it to the next step. Because she actually learned this type of pattern where we did a low octave and we jumped in the middle with Wrecking Ball, Miley Cyrus's pop song. And I was like, let's do the same thing for this. I just showed her and she's like, yes, I want to do it. Okay. And it took a little bit, but she's got it down. And it sounds super cool. So what we did is obviously the original chords are still there. You have your B flat, and I'm going to annotate so you guys see what I'm talking about. Okay, we got our B flat here, our C minor, F, C. These are, I haven't touched those. They're still there, right? What I did, I said, all of those, you are going to turn into, sorry, I'm moving my little bar. You're going to turn those into octaves. So you can have them just start by doing the octave. You always want to build. Okay, now, I'm like, let's add a jump in the middle. So I gave her the chords, and the jump to the middle is always going to be, it's the same chord as what your octave was. So our octave was B flat, and I wanted her to jump to a B flat chord, but I didn't like the root position. It just, the two hands like overlap. It just didn't work out. It sounded better with an inversion. So your student is going to do the low B flat octave, and they're going to jump to the B flat over F. So if you guys aren't comfortable with inversions, the B flat over F, the order is F, B flat, D. And you could, and I'll do just the normal pop symbol, but you can have your student write out in parentheses the order from left to right, F, B flat, D, so that during the week they actually do the right chord if they're not comfortable with that inversion. So I'll do the first one. Now we go to the C minor octave, which is the C octave. And we're gonna jump to a C minor chord, not in root position. Here's another inversion. And do you see I wrote it right after the C? It goes, as soon as you play the C in the right hand, boom, your left hand comes in. So it's C minor over E flat, which is, here's your root position, C minor, C, E flat, G, but you want the E flat on the bottom. So your order is E flat, G, C.
Big farm is out, mom's so bad.
So, did you have a question, Jody? Was that you? Okay, so I'll play you the first line, slow. Chord after. Now you get the F, F. This one's easy. The F chord is just F. There's no inversion written, so it's in root position in the middle. And all of these middle chords are around middle C. And it'll work out well with the right hand. So, second line. B flat, low octave. Back to your B flat inverted over F, same chord. Same thing again, third line. And here, there's no inversions, it's just octaves for this last line. Now, so here underneath that, it says repeat first chorus, high, no repeat. So that means you would go, I have to clear my annotation. Okay, I'm going up. So that means you would go back to this page, and normally you do it high. So it's up to you if you want to keep it fancy or go back to something more simple. Really what I love about this style is you make it fit your student, and you get to be creative. You get to make it your own. When we read sheet music, we're literally just stuck with what's written, right? Which I love classical music. If I'm playing a classical piece, if I have a wrong note, I'm upset. But pop songs and this stuff is different. It's really like bringing your creativity out and stuff. So you can, and what I love is it'll never be the same from one student to another, you know? So if you want to keep it complicated again on the repeat, which I did with Lauren, write in those extra chords, or what I told her is do the exact same thing on the, just play this second chord and just play the second chorus again, and then for the last line you're really looking at the other one from page 1. Does that make sense what I'm saying? So I think that literally covers the whole song, because if you add hands together on the intro and the outro, it sounds complete and full. You don't need chords for this one. It's just doubling the hands, and they do the same thing. So that's it for this piece. That was a lot, but I like that I broke it down because you're going to see some similar things in the other pieces. Okay, let's go to Hedwig's theme. I have another student. G is doing this one right now. And I actually wrote a super fancy version of Hedwig's theme in real notes for one of my students, Talia, and she's killing it. She's on the last page. So I was influenced by that when I'm going to show you how to get a little bit fancier. It's just not written in actual notes. You can also get the real notes one from me in the program. But okay, so this is what Hedwig sounds like. Simply. Let me get rid of simply first. Okay. Here is Hedwig Simple. Okay, and I like to play it high because the song, it sounds creepy and high and all that stuff. Now, a 5, 6, or 7-year-old, this is a hard piece to read with sheet music. There's so many sharps and flats, and the rhythm is a little tricky. Like, but